Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily UPSC MCQ series and important questions we are discussing here. Some are detailed ones, some are shorter ones, but the PDF is important. Go through the lesson and then go through these PDFs. 22nd of July it is, and Mission 2020 we are calling it. If you have not watched these videos and you are watching it for the first time, then a playlist is created for that, and please go through all the lessons. Since 1st of June these lessons are coming consistently. So Pocket News app is trending on Google Play. Today it is updated totally, and Hindi version is also there. These courses are available below the video. The description is given there. You can call on these numbers and you can visit the website also. The chat section is available there. So any confusion you can ask, and PDF you will get here on this group, and you will find the Telegram link also there. This is the link, and you can follow me on Instagram too. Question: G20 head office is in New York. First of all, G20 is an important group. Major country, the most advanced countries, 20 countries are there. Spain is not among the members, so it is not a question of removing it. It is not a member of it, but it's a permanent guest. So this is wrong. First is also wrong, because G20 was created in 1999, and the Asian financial crisis was going on at that time. So it's a important grouping, but it does not have any head office or any kind of permanent employees are not there with G20 group. So it's just a group, it's just a forum there. So both are wrong. D9 is the answer here. You can see there are 5 groups. These countries are divided into, and in group 2, India, Russia, South Africa and Turkey are there. 19 countries and 1 European Union is the member here. So these are 5 groups and these countries, and 20 of the world's largest economies. The recent summit happened in Japan's Osaka. So every year different locations are selected for the summits. Spain is a permanent guest, and host country also chooses other guests. Okay, so it was 1999 when it was created, and 2 important channels are there: Finance channel and the Sherpas channel. Finance channel actually covers the financial meetings of these financial ministers and central bank presidents. Sherpa channel, non-financial issues like political, corruption issues, terrorism issues and all. And ASEAN, African Union, OECD, ILO, they are normally invited on a regular basis. So this is the issue, and Osaka was the recent summit in end of the June. Next, INS Sindhu Kirti and Shivalik. You see, they were visited by the newly formed defense minister of this country, and Rajnath Singh ji is the new defense minister of India, and he visited these on Vizag coast. And Sindhu Kirti and Shivalik both are important stealth warships, and stealth means these are not detectable by these important technologies. So Sindhu Kirti and Shivalik, they both are designed in India, but Sindhu Kirti is actually redesigned in India. Actually it was built up in Russia. So these 2 statements are wrong. Actually INS Shivalik is the ship which is built in India in Mazgaon Dock Limited, Mumbai, and INS Sindhu Kirti was originally built in Russia. So that's the case. So just opposite is written about them. Shivalik is first stealth warship built in India, and Sindhu Kirti is the diesel electric submarine of the Indian Navy. So these 2 would be wrong statements, and D9 is the answer here. Okay, you can see INS Shivalik class advanced stealth-minded and guided missile frigate warship. You see, corvette are the smallest type of warships, and then frigates came. Frigates are bigger version, and these are the most common version. And this INS Shivalik is actually was built under the Project 17 and by Mazgaon Dock Limited, Mumbai. And remember this, Mazgaon Dock Limited, Mumbai, and the Kolkata's Garden Shipyard Limited. These are very important ones. Okay. So Hamza, that they use hull mounted sonar array, and ATAS and Thales, these 2 technologies are important with Shivalik. And one more thing is there, CODOG, that is combined diesel or gas, means any form they can use as propulsion systems. So INS Shivalik is the modern one. It's an update of Talwar class frigates, and these are stealth frigates. And Sindhu Kirti originally built in Soviet Union, and it's a diesel electric submarine. So both are stealth and redesigned in India. Next, Japanese encephalitis. As I told you, Japanese encephalitis has killed many people. Recent outbreak is going on in Assam and it has taken more than 100 lives. It's a vector-borne disease, means there is a vector involved, and here the vector is maybe Culex mosquito or Aedes mosquito or anything else. So this is actually Culicinidae family of the mosquitoes. These are the vectors. When they suck the blood, they transfer the Japanese encephalitis virus. So it's a JEV. And Merck's vaccine is not for this Japanese encephalitis. It is tested for Ebola. I asked you a question regarding that Merck's vaccine. It appeared in the Hindu Sunday session. So Merck vaccine is for Ebola. This has a different vaccine. So these are vaccine preventable diseases, but there is no cure after you have become a victim of it. There is no cure after that. Only your body's immunity or maybe some antiretroviral drugs, they may help, but these are not the cures. So only one is the correct option, second is wrong. You can see flavivirus family, means flaviviridae is a family of viruses, and that is a very famous one. These important genuses are there with this family. Flavivirus, most important one, West Nile virus, yellow fever, dengue, Zika virus. These are diseases caused by this genus, and this genus comes under flaviviridae family. Other genus are also important here. And regarding the Japanese encephalitis virus, inflammation of brain, that is the main thing. So convulsions, confusion, fever, vomiting, headaches, these are the symptoms, and because of the swelling in the brain, the kid or maybe any adult, they die. And mainly the vectors are Culex type mosquitoes, and other types are also, but the family of these mosquitoes is Culicinidae. Okay, and these outbreaks are always reported from these nations of eastern part of this world, means Southeast Asia and Western Pacific. You can see from India and some regions of Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, China, Korea, Japan, Indonesia, here all these areas are Eastern Oriental countries. So there only this these cases are reported. So Japanese encephalitis virus, and this is the vaccine's name, SA1414-2 vaccine. Okay, that's the case. Recent outbreak is in Assam. Next, legislations in India which prevents child labor. Child labor is an important issue for mains. It's one of the most important issues, and you need to know about all the constitution and law-based provisions. POCSO Act is there for kids, but that is against the sexual abuse. So it does not work for this child labor. This is wrong. Child Labor Protection Regulation Act 86 is perfectly correct. NCPCR. This NCPCR is National Council for Protection of Child Rights. It is not a law, so this is wrong. Right to education also talks about the child labor, because when this child labor will be prevented, then only they can get the education. So that is correct. This is wrong. 1 and 3 are wrong. 2, 4, 5 is the correct option here, because juvenile justice also talks about the child labor prevention. So 2, 4, 5 is the right option. Details are given here, and important provisions in Constitution Article 21, 24, they are directly talking about this. And ILO Convention 138 and 182. India has signed both and ratified both. Okay, and India is running this National Child Labor Project since 1988. Okay, and education system is actually taking the direct cognizance of this child labor prevention. So that's the case. Next, 38th parallel, a very famous and simple question. It is separating North and South Korea. We all know about that. Recently, Trump stepped in North Korea in the demilitarized zone, and they are converting it to Peace Park. So that's a very famous and simple question. In many exams, it is asked. It's 38th North Hemisphere latitude. So it is 38th and parallel, you can call it, or 38th parallel, simply we call it parallel, because these are the parallel latitudes and these are longitudes. And you can see here, this is the location here, and this is the demilitarized zone. This is given here. Tunnels are there, they are very famous, and other important lines between the countries, these are also given here. Many examinations, they ask about these details. Next, service voters. Today we had this news, the service voters, their numbers are increased by 4%. Who are service voters? First of all, the military services, the paramilitary services, these members, they cannot vote on that day. So they vote, they are service voters. And the people who are employed outside India in their embassies and all, so those are also service voters. So recently the issue came, and these three would be wrong. D, none is the answer, because none of the option talks about that. So you can see here, electronic transmitted postal ballot system was used. These were sent electronically, and OTP pin and QR code, these two verification steps were there. So these were the securities in the electronic system, because they were voting through electronic system. Because these are service voters, they do not need to come to these booths, and they can vote electronically, but these protections are used. Okay, and you can see jump of 4% from the last election. ETPBS, this may be asked. Next, parliamentary committees. You see, parliamentary committees are very important. They are specific, and many types of committees are there. There are standing committees. They are reconstituted every year. They have experts inside them, and they can invite other field experts also, area experts also. So these are formed. Select committees are specific for a particular law, a particular debate, or a particular discussion. These are formed, and later they are dissolved. So select committees are not permanent, but there are permanent committees also, like standing committees, and financial committees are also there. So various types of committees are there, and these are mentioned in the constitution in article 105 and 118. Mentions are there. So first is wrong. Second is also wrong, because you cannot say that there are only select committees. These are just one type of these committees. So D, none is the answer here. You can see everything is given in the detail. Highly productive session is going on, and 22 bills were introduced in this session, monsoon session. So very important one. This is 17th Lok Sabha that is going on, and as I told you that threadbare discussion is the core thing here, because committees are specific, and they have time. They can go for year-long discussions, and for specific type of provisions, you need specific scrutinies and discussions, and that thing is possible in the parliamentary committees only. So they are a kind of a check and balance also, because the Public Accounts Committee, they scrutinize the spending of the parliament or of the government. So these are various types. All these things are given here, and there is a separate chapter in the Lakshmikant also. So very important one. Standing committees are there, select committees are there, financial committees are there. Three important finance committees are there, like Public Accounts Committee, headed by the Leader of Opposition, Estimate Committee, the biggest committee, and the Public Undertakings Committee. So these are specific ones. Okay, you can read all these things in the PDF. Next question. Personal Data Protection Bill is the only law working in India. No, there is no cyber law in India. There is no law working here. This is wrong. And I am giving you homework. Just read about the artificial neural network. Automated facial recognition system, recently proposed by the Home Ministry. They say that it should be included in the NCRB, the National Crime Reports Bureau, and the CCTNS network that is going on. So they are proposing that this should be there, and this technology is used there. Artificial neural network will be used, but you cannot say that AFRS is also called ANN. ANN is a very specific and a very wide ranged issue. So you read about this. It's a very, very important topic, very futuristic topic. So this is wrong, and this is also wrong. D, none is the answer. Details are given here. So this is all for today. We will meet again tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Keep watching. It was Amit Sani.